Hello and welcome to this Friday's Akashic Shamanic Journey. I am your guide, Heather Travis, the Body Shaman, and today we are really just going to lean into that new moon energy, really work on clearing patterns that are keeping you stuck in cycles and circles that really are not going to get you to where your heart and your soul are really pulling you to go. And so what this does is it just at a energetic level, we start to untangle the threads that are created from our thoughts, from our experiences, from our conditionings, from our beliefs, and everything that has happened to us up until this point in time. And so, as we kind of start to unravel, we'll bring to light some of those things that are um, creating the patterns, some of it with which I will tap into the Akashic field and share with you. Other ones is just going to be allowing you to have the space so that you really can find and navigate your own path in this journey. And that is what I really love about shamanic journeying is even in group settings, it is still very unique to the person because you bring your own unique energy into the experience. As with any kind of journeying, the best way to fully experience this, aside from just being open to the experience, which I'm assuming that you are since you are here, is to really make yourself comfortable. So whether that is lying down, whether that is sitting up, ideally, though, you want to have as neutral of a spine as possible so that you are not creating any physical impingements to how the energy wants to flow or any area creating any discomfort in the body that is going to pull you out of the experience, right? So the more supported your physical body is to allow yourself to be in the experience, the deeper into the experience that you can go, the clearer the information is going to come through and the easier it is going to be to move out. But we are here to move out today. So with that, I'm going to invite you again to make yourself comfortable, to really just settle in. If you're going to lay down, wiggle. If you need a pillow under your knees, something under your head, whatever. So again, you just really want to feel supported. If you're sitting up, if you can sit cross-legged, if you're sitting on a chair, put your feet flat on the ground. If you're sitting cross-legged, you want to make sure like you lift up the butt cheeks and get those sit bones firmly on the ground. You want a nice solid contact with the surface below you. I like to have, especially when you're sitting, to have a nice gentle engagement of the core. We're not doing sit-ups, we're not exercising, but you do want to create this, again, it's just about creating support for the body. So when you have this natural engagement, it goes from flop to, just this bringing everything into alignment. And you'll be surprised at how easy it is for your shoulders to relax and your body to sink in from that position as well. If you aren't used to engaging your core, don't, right? Like, don't try to make things harder than they need to be. But if it is something that you are familiar with and comfortable with, I really suggest that you do that so that you create a nice channel for things to flow. And from there, I'm going to invite you to just allow your eyes to close, allow your chin to drop. And I always like to take the left hand and place that over top of the center of the heart. So the heart chakra, not as if you were kind of saying the Pledge of Allegiance, but like right over the center of the heart space, right? Right hand is going to go kind of where the bottom of the sternum is. And so here we are doing a couple things. We're connecting to our higher heart and our lower heart, but our hands have a natural electrical charge. And so we are already beginning to connect into our own energy by doing this. And as we work in the Akashic field, the energy of the Akasha as a whole, it is everywhere, but it is accessed through us. So the more that we connect into ourselves, the easier it is to open up to the energy of the Akasha. And from here, I'm just going to take a couple nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and we're just noticing what we notice. We're not, other than breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, we're not forcing anything. You're simply noticing what we notice. Notice the room around you, any sounds, maybe the temperature of the room, any textures. Now bring your awareness to your breath and really follow that breath into your body. Notice where it goes. And exhaling audibly through the mouth with a sigh. As you do that, notice your body relax. As we breathe in through the nose, allowing your body to tell you where that breath wants to go. So allowing it to go to where there might be any residual tension. Exhaling through the mouth, allowing everything to soften. One last deep breath. We're going to bring that breath now in, down through the nose, and imagine that it's following down your spine into your womb space, or just into that pelvic bowl region. Hold that breath in there. Feel the expansion. You're just feeling the body naturally expand. Exhaling and relaxing. Again, we're going to take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Follow that down through the spine, into the pelvic bowl region, the womb space. Holding that expansion. Exhaling through the mouth. And this time we're going to take a deep breath and we're going to move into the heart space. So you should feel that breath as it comes in, push out into your hands. So you'll feel your chest begin to rise. And again, holding that expansion. As we breathe in and we hold the expansion of the breath, we increase our capacity. Increase our capacity for life, energy, space. Exhaling and relax, letting your heart soften. And on the next inhale, I'm going to imagine that we're breathing in a soft pink kind of rose quartz light. And it's just going to begin to swish and swirl in that heart space. Beginning to just loosen up any of the debris, anything that's just kind of a remnant that's ready to release. Then I like to envision that this rose quartz light begins to come out into the front of your body and then kind of looping back around into the heart space, out through the back of the body, and it's forming like this figure 8 or infinity symbol. And you might notice it being a little small, but we want to see if we can work that all the way out to the edge of your energy field on both directions. And then on the next exhale, you're just going to feel that soft pink light kind of merge in with the edge of your energy field, creating a loving and protecting barrier. On the next inhale, we're going to breathe in kind of this white, kind of smoky light. And it's going to feel a little lighter even as it begins to swirl around the heart space. It's going to move kind of in a counterclockwise direction. And just allowing it to move into any areas of that space where it might feel a little heavy. And we're going to exhale all of that out through the mouth. Let's take that breath again in through the nose. We're inhaling this white, smoky light. And it's just really picking up anything that feels heavy. Sometimes it might be picking it up. Sometimes it might just be breaking it up a little bit. Maybe you might feel a little more space in your shoulder. Maybe you might feel a little more space in your lungs, the back of your chest, your mid-back area. We're going to exhale and blow that out through the mouth. Then we're going to envision a gold door about 50 feet above our heads. So we're really, really going to the top of our energy and an energetic awareness field, right? And as we allow and imagine that door to open, we're going to just see white, pink, and gold sparkly light begin to fall, just like a soft mist, down over our entire body. Like it's feeling like it's cleansing your aura. So that same kind of lightness we started to feel inside the body, we're feeling around us. You can almost feel like that soft mist landing on your skin, on your face. And then we're going to notice all of that light begin to go in through the crown of our head, begin to fill up our entire body, going all the way down to the tips of our toes, filling up the space through our ankles, our knees, into our hips, our abdominal cavity, our chest cavity, our hands, our arms, filling up all the space through our throats, our head, and then back up out through the crown, spilling over and just really filling up our entire energy field. Bring yourself to just breathe and connect into this space. And we're going to see all of that gold light begin to gather in our energetic womb space. And there in the pelvic region, the pelvic bowl. And it's just going to begin to swish and swirl. And you're also going to see that smoky light coming back in. And it's kind of like laying on top of that gold. But it's all working together. And then we're going to see that light begin to move down through the core of our body, we're going to allow our Earth Star chakra to open wide. And it's going to go down through all of the layers of earth, soil, clay, root, rock, molten metal, all the way down to the core of Mother Earth. And here at the core of Mother Earth is a big clear crystal ball. And your energy is going to come down, and as it begins to merge with this energy and wrap itself around, you're going to notice that the fog is just going to kind of clear the way so the gold has this direct connection. And you're going to allow yourself to just release anything and everything down through this light, down through this cord. That you know you're not ready, or that you're not wanting to carry with you. Anything that's complete. Anything that's not yours. All of that stuff that is already in our conscious awareness. We're ready to let go. Allow yourself to do so. Surrendering it over to Mother Earth so that she may find her own nurture in that. And you're going to allow yourself to receive her energy as it travels back up through your golden cord into your energetic womb space. Anchoring. So feel your pelvic bowl feel heavy as that anchor comes in. You're solid and supported. And we're now going to begin to open up to the Akasha. And we're going to do so through an Akashic prayer. And this is the Flower of Life Akashic record method. So I'm now going to request the temples of divine love, light, truth, abundance, wisdom, and divine power to descend around me now. We're going to call in our guides, teachers, masters, Akashic guardians, angels, goddesses, our healed ancestors. And we're going to call in the spirit of the south, the great serpent. We're going to call in the spirit of the west, Mother Jaguar. We're going to call in the hummingbird from the north. We're going to call in the great eagle condor from the east. We're going to ask that they all be present with us here now. And we're going to ask that the creator of all beings create a protective space of 100% light and love around us, banishing all negative influences, should there be any. We ask that this be a divinely protected space where only the highest frequencies of love and light shall pass in and out of. Bringing our awareness back to our heart center, we're going to begin to see a rose. Allow yourself to notice the color of the rose. And then we're going to notice that rose open petal by petal. And it's opening up to the direct link to your own inner essence. Allow yourself to sit there for just a moment. Again, hands over your heart, feeling that connection. And from this place, we're going to allow a golden grid of the flower of life begin to expand and swirl out from the heart space. We're going to let this pure wisdom and high frequency light, the radiant divine substance of all of creation, that it is interwoven into all of life, begin to permeate and fuse itself within us, out from us, and to all around us, into the Akasha field. We're going to let this light continue to grow and expand and interpermeate with the physical and non-physical reality that exists before us, all around us, and within us. We're going to allow this to continue to flower out from the heart chakra, merging with the infinite wisdom of the Akashic field, allowing ourselves to feel, see, sense as the doors to the Akasha and all the wisdom and love of the Akasha open to us now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So it is. We're going to imagine that we're sitting in a field. And we're kind of like in the center of a field where there's tall grass around, but just this nice soft pad of moss in the center. And there's a large kind of rock with a little bit of a flat surface. And you can tell that in front of you, beyond that rock, is a cliff. You can hear the sounds of the waves, hear the wind in the air. And on this rock in front of you, you're going to call in a guide from the animal world to be here with you. Or maybe something you expect, maybe something you don't expect. But just really allow yourself to flow with whatever the first thing that comes to mind is. And notice how this animal interacts with you. And allow yourself to just stay still. Observing and showing respect to the animal. And when you are ready, you're going to place your hand out in front of you. And just notice how the animal wants to be received. How is the animal going to walk with you on this journey? Then you're going to notice that one of the stars up in the sky becomes brighter and brighter until it begins to illuminate an opening in the grass. And you're going to allow yourself to move towards that opening. And you're going to see and begin to walk on this kind of clay, muddy ground. Feeling it squish a little bit beneath your feet. Feeling the connection to the earth. And you can tell that you're kind of moving downwards. And we're going to end up kind of at the base of that cliff, at the shore, the water shore. And it's really rocky. You're noticing the waves just bashing against the rocks. And so these rocks are the symbol of both patterns, walls, internal resistance that has been created by you for both protection, safety, because you didn't feel like you had a choice, because you didn't know how to handle what was on the other side. But if we think about how water hits a shore, it is often just this seemingly fluid dance where the water hits and the sand flows and it ebbs and it flows, right? It's constantly shifting. And yet when we have these rocks, it becomes rockier. So in creating these things that we believed were for our protection, we made things harder for ourselves. And we've reached a point where we have done the work, where we have forgiven ourselves, that it is time to allow ourselves to remove some of these rocks. So allow your attention to go to whatever rock seems to be glistening a little bit more in the starlight, because only the stars are lighting up the sky tonight. And you're going to notice that the surface of the rock is begin to come a little smoother. And you're going to see in here your pattern around unworthiness. And it may come as a picture, it may just come as a knowing. But here are the elements that created the need to protect yourself, to protect that deeper knowing, because we are all innately worthy, right? So this belief of feeling unworthy, and in this case, it's how we created that for ourselves, right? So we agreed to take on this belief because it felt safer. We created this pattern that leads to self-sabotage because it still felt safer. we're going to send love to that version of ourselves. Just allowing your entire being, your heart and your being to just open. And then we're going to clear this from our records. So if you are amenable to that, and all you have to simply do is say yes, and your record will be opened. Whether you are listening to the call live, or whether you are listening to this in the recording. And we're going to notice that the star, again, becomes brighter and brighter, illuminating and turning this rock into sand in our hands. Letting it flow through your fingers and into the water. Allow yourself to take a deep breath in. Noticing where you can breathe in a little bit deeper. And on the water, you're going to begin to see someone walking towards you. Do not make them out at first. But as they come closer and closer, notice how this person appears to you. Notice the familiarity. This is your soul. You're not speaking. There is no need to speak. They are simply standing there in their own radiance. And they walk over and they pick up the next stone. And this stone is the unjustified negative karma you have accepted in this lifetime. So this is the belief that you had to carry a weight, the burden, the responsibility of something that was never your soul's responsibility. It was never part of your soul's purpose. It was never truly part of what you signed up for in this life. And again, as the stone or the rock becomes more of a shiny surface and reflective for you to see in, you're going to see yourself at about 14 years old. And you're going to see yourself in some form of a school institution. There is going to be an adult there that says something. And it was something seemingly innocent. And they weren't even talking to you. But it stuck with you. It struck a chord within you. Where you accepted responsibility for it. Allow yourself to really see and sense how and why you may have felt the need or felt the responsibility. See if you can notice what chord it struck within you. Maybe you might notice somewhere in your body. And for some of you, it really feels like it was something around something that was said about your mother. And once that becomes clear enough, you're going to look up from the stone back into the face and the eyes of your own soul. And the light from the soul is going to turn that rock into dust, to sand. And it's going to fall back into the water. And you kind of notice the soul begins to stand up a little taller. Notice how you mimic that. Feel the space. Allow yourself to move anywhere that feels like you need to move, to allow for your body to integrate that space. Then you'll notice on the shore there, where you've removed these two rocks, the water is now hitting the shoreline. So what we've done is begun to create a path of ease here.
I'm treating this like a murder case.
And you've allowed this natural momentum to begin to chip away at some of these other patterns. And allowing the patterns and the beliefs that were created as a result of what we've cleared today to begin to wash away from the shore as well. And allowing yourself again to just take some nice deep breaths. And we're going to begin to walk back towards where we came from, back up the hill, into the clearing, going from the muddy path onto the soft moss. And now sitting on the rock is a piece of paper. And it simply says, "Who could I be?" And so I invite you after this to sit and journal with, who can I be? Now that I know and can connect to my own worth. Who could I be if I'm not feeling responsible for things that are not mine? Who could I be? And just allowing yourself to dream into whatever shows up in this space. But I invite you now in this moment to kind of see, feel, sense one word pop up on that page. And often it is that simple, right? It is that simple. We can have one word that can embody the shift that we want to make, right? And that one word that can fuel our motivation. Because it isn't just that one word, right? The one word is that symbolic of all of the energy of who you could be as a result of what we've opened up and cleared today. With that, we're going to thank our animal guide that was here with us. We are going to thank our guides, guardians, thanking our healed ancestors, our teachers, our masters, our angels, goddesses. We're going to release the winds of the south and the serpent, the west and the jaguar, the winds of the north and the hummingbird, the winds of the east, the eagle condor, and the winds of... And we're just going to pull back in our connection from the earth. We're going to pull back in our connection to the stars. And I invite you to just kind of rub your hands on your legs, bringing your attention back to your breath, and creating some attention and awareness into your body in this present moment. When you are ready, you can open your eyes. Again, allowing yourself to move your body, drink plenty of water, stay hydrated. If you feel called to, I'd say taking a bath, anything that is really going to work with the water element to continue to smooth away the path of what we've cleared. But I thank you for taking this journey with me today, and I will see you guys again next Friday.